Hello, my name is Nelfa. I am an student on bachelor's degree program on foreign languages. The topic of today is based on motivating minds in flipped learning mode. The purpose of the research is to know the way of teaching through flipped learning new languages in a high school English class. Because students ignore the importance of learning a new languages, these challenges are based on the educators because it is complicated to understand the process of the student. From that point of view, it is essential that educators upgrade the methodology to make known what a language requires. Of course, pay attention to each one through of the acquisition, creative thinking that child inspired the skills that flip learning, provide new approach, making more strength to the sources and the keep in mind the active engagement through class materials. The second part, Garcia said in 2013, emphasized on benefits for the process of students and educators can share information with the students through a collaborative learning in a classroom. This phrase is important in 21st century. Advanced technology is the main driving force that it brings great strategies learning knowledge through flipped learning online due to students acquire the ways getting motivation on themselves, providing sources for everyday life, and perceive the sources that educators instruct on the uses of technology. The other actor said, Thoron, knowledge comes when students are able to attribute the meaning to information. Therefore, the most important task of the education is to develop transformation. To get this to this point, the objective of the educator is student can choose and become into useful knowledge through building self-knowledge and discuss new curiosities into a class. Other actors said like Garcia in 2011 develop their skills so that be able to know, interpret, and transform reality, which involves stimulating creative imagination and diversion, diversion, thinking to solve problems and that poses the current and future problems in future contexts. Garcia tried to help of flipped learning students use their minds to create their own knowledge. So there is more curiosity about the subject, being studying and educators are a guide into a classroom. Students learned a second language in high school due to students think that is useful for their lives. But students don't know English and basis about how English can become a part of their lives. It happens when students ignore the information about English language. What has increased in classroom for that reason it is missing lack of motivation to increase the curiosities and loss fears. Through flip learning, get trust and teacher influence the methodologies. Also, some students ignore an English class just for the language or the educator. Also, there are some ways that students ignore everything related to English subject in high school by some challenge that educators give the negativism to them. When they are a little when they were a little children or their parents dismiss their own children at home. Also, students feel ignored and uncomfortable with everyone in English. It's hard for a student who has those characteristics trying to study in his learning process. How can a professional teacher teach flipped learning to promote changes in teaching, practicing in English knowledge, and engaging motivation? Okay, educators who are teaching English subject through traditional methodologies is not an English teacher model in 21st century. There are some specific objectives. Determine changes in instructional practice at the student and classroom level by developing materials before class, demonstrating good changes in teaching students the importance of time management to promote a sense of learning. The specific objective is to identify the student's attitude in development of cognitive process in classroom according to the methodology and the advance of their mind. Also inspect the specific student skills. This, the other objective is to determine the level of each individual and assess learning style, support, strategies, aspects, and others. And the other objective is to describe the student's performance in the metacognition through a self-sufficiency on learning processes. Require that the student has the preparation on the discerned topic outside of the classroom, while the talk is formative.